Okay, we're back. I'm very late. I'm sorry. I actually crashed out. I just woke up. Actually, I woke up an hour ago, but then I found I lost my glasses and spent an hour looking for these. And I still have a nasty headache. I had a long day. Nearly crashed out. I nearly wrecked my car again because I'm too tired. What you get when your working day starts at 8:30 in the morning and ends at 6:30 in the evening, and you have to wake up by 6, and I don't know, we have to wake up by 6:30 or 7, and then I'm not able to cope with this. I'm not sure how much longer I can cope with this, so maybe once I'm confirmed, I'll buy an apartment there nearby. I'll move nearby, so it'll be easier for me, but yeah. Man, this is really exhausting. Burnout. I think I'll skip this. Right. Time for the epilogue. We're almost done. Not too soon. Not too soon too, because it couldn't be too soon because it turns out I was off by a week. Reverie comes out on Friday, so
Sorry about that, Valimar. Can't imagine it was a very pleasant trip for you, all bound up like that.
It did not present a problem. I will now enter an inactive state and allow the mechanics to perform maintenance.
Thanks. Well then, I'll leave him with you.
Sure thing. We'll take good care of him.
By the way, it's a real honor to be entrusted with the famous Ashen Knight.
Welcome back, Rean. You must be exhausted.
Not really. I barely did anything. Everything went off without a hitch, mostly thanks to Valimar's power. Not to mention the planning of your people.
You're annoyed, I take it, by the way we do things.
Not really. Regardless of the means, the war coming to a swift end was a good thing for everyone. As for what happened to Crossbell, I'm not in any position to talk. No, those aren't what bother me. I can buy that you had no idea Rufus was an Ironblood, but did you really not know about my real father?
I didn't have any hard evidence, but I did suspect that might be the case. You just seemed somehow similar. The air about you, your facial features. I was always puzzled by how fascinated he was by your class as well.
I see. Excuse me then.
Right.
Really clearly annoyed, but yeah, Crossbell was bullshit.
That wasn't the only reason I worried about you, you know. Not that I could possibly tell him that.
I'm behaving like such a child. It's hard to believe it's been a whole month since I was here last. Guess it didn't snow after all. It's not like the excitement of that day has faded away or anything. So why? Why do I feel so cold? Huh? Oh, Lino flowers.
Welcome back, Rean.
Welcome back.
What are you doing standing there?
It's not like you to wallow in nostalgia. Did the flowers get to you?
You all came to see me.
They started budding just yesterday. Should be in full bloom in about a week. Guess some of them couldn't wait.
I guess not. It's good to be back, you guys.
Agreed. We're all so happy to see you again.
You must be wiped out after all you did, though.
I'm fine, actually. It really wasn't that tough. Still, did all of you really come out here just to welcome me back?
Why wouldn't we?
It's not like we second years have any lessons to worry about this time of year.
Besides, I already had to come out here because of Valimar, so I figured I might as well say hi to you too.
Technically, the first years are supposed to be in class right now, but I turned it into a self-study period instead. And that was only possible because everyone's favorite captain told us exactly when you'd be arriving.
It's nice to see you here too, Celine.
Well, don't think I went out of my way to be here or anything. But given the way that you were acting when you left, I was a little worried about you. I mean, I wasn't. Not at all.
Still, thanks everyone.
So what now? Going back to your dorm for some well-earned rest?
We can carry your stuff for you if you want.
No, I'm fine. You said that class is in session right now, right? I'm a student, so I might as well attend. I mean, I have been absent for a month now.
Wow, you're no fun at all. I was hoping we could skip the whole class thing and get to the welcome back party.
I like that idea. Come on, it's party time!
Am I the only one who cares about studying at this school?
Well, maybe we can hold the party tonight instead.
In that case, we should probably head back to the academy.
Oh, and I know I said it before, but it's wonderful to have you back.
Thanks. I'm happy to be back, Elisa. I'll never forget those days. The final weeks we spent together as a class are like dazzling jewels forever etched into my memories. I cherished every last moment. I never wanted it to come to an end. But time stops for no one. The minutes and hours kept passing, and our days together were slowly coming to a close. After what happened, Valflame Palace soon returned to its original form. It was almost as if everything that took place there was some sort of dream. People's memories of that day started becoming vague. Many were convinced it was some kind of collective hallucination. That may have been in part a result of the chaotic days that followed, brought about by the Chancellor and Rufus. After the war, the entire country feared that Calvard would invade Crossbell and try to take it for its own. Using that to his advantage, Rufus quickly convinced the nobility to support him, pledged to cooperate with the Chancellor. And in January 1205, the combined forces of both Imperial and Provincial armies invaded Crossbell. Crossbell no longer possessed the weapon of mass destruction that had annihilated Gorelia Fortress. Thanks to that, the city was occupied in a mere day, with no bloodshed. Calvard was quick to react, sending countless airships to try and drive the Imperial forces out. However, between Rufus's leadership and the combined might of the tanks and soldats under his command, they were quickly repelled. As for me, Chancellor Osborne's words became the reality. Valimar and I were heralded as those responsible for Heimdall's liberation. And as the purported hero to the nation, I'd received and accepted a request in February to back up our forces in Crossbell. It was there that I found myself suddenly leading numerous soldats and fighting off the Republican army. Before I knew it, everyone around me was referring to me as the Ashen Chevalier. Time kept flowing, and mid-March came. The month in which Class 7 would finally say their goodbyes.
And that brings our history review right up to the dawn of the modern era. Next week, we'll be covering the 50-year period from the Orbital Revolution up to the present day. We're blowing through this material a lot more quickly than I would otherwise, so try to keep up with your reading. Oh, and Emma and Machias, if you see anyone struggling, try to help them out, okay?
I fully intend to.
Leave it to us. I've got plenty of good reference books on the subject.
That would be very helpful, actually.
Sounds like a pain. Oh well.
I do happen to have a few gaps in my knowledge of the Revolution.
I should be able to help out with the technological side of things if you guys need it. I'm guessing we're gonna run into that Schmidt guy's name a lot too.
Well, he was one of the 3 leading disciples of Professor Epstein, so yeah.
It'll feel strange seeing his name in textbooks, knowing how he is in real life.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing to think we were able to meet him though.
Yes, you're short-changing yourself, Reem. You will be seeing him a lot more than you think.
Alright, like I said, I'll be giving a quiz next week on everything we've covered up to now. Which means it'll cover quadratic functions, factorizations, sets, logic, and probability. Oh, and if I'm feeling really mean, there might be a little calculus in there. So, study for this one.
That's a lot. I'm getting depressed just thinking about it.
Sounds more like he's reciting some kind of curse.
It is all material we've covered in class before, you know.
It'll be worth going over the most basic formulas at the very least.
Ethics, like Erebonians have any.
That sums up this lecture on the structure of the stock market in Erebonia. Next week, we will hurry on and study unemployment and inflation problems. You're also going to be taking part in a debate on those issues. So make sure each of you are well prepared.
What kind of debate? A debate. It's when people are divided into groups for and against something, then they argue their viewpoints.
Kind of bait.
After much consideration, I've decided we will use our remaining time to listen to and enjoy music from all manner of genres. From famous classics to popular modern music, I've gathered records of all kinds for you to enjoy. I even managed to borrow music from a hot new genre like Heaving metal, I believe it's called. Oh, I wonder what
Heaving
that sounds
metal.
like.
Heaving
Nice work,
metal.
guys. You poor kids must be exhausted. Feels like all your other instructors are dead set on cramming your brains with as much material as humanly possible.
I want to crawl into a hole and die.
You said it.
Still, this is exactly how we wanted it.
Right. They're doing it for our sake, so I don't mind it so much.
There's no way we could cover everything in class, so it's sweet of them to give us the bullet points while they still can.
It's paying off for us in the long run, yeah, so we owe them a lot.
Forcing you to try and keep up with us is a little unfair of us, though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do all of this again next year.
Are you sure you're fine with this arrangement?
Of course. This is to my benefit, too. If I get all of this crammed into my head now, maybe I can even come out on top on next year's midterms.
Well, that's some confidence.
I wouldn't be surprised if you actually did it, though.
He did come in 7th in the midterms this year, remember?
I'm probably just being too optimistic.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Guess we'll know for sure next year.
Anyway, tomorrow's the day you've all been waiting for. Your next free day. I know you've got enough schoolwork to choke a horse, but try to carve out a little time for your clubs and all that youthful jazz. The forecast for tomorrow is clear blue skies. Might be the perfect chance to sneak off and get into some ooh-la-la with that special someone.
And truly, you teach us all by living your life as a shining counterexample.
Spoken like a true lifetime member of the Lonely Hearts Club, instructor.
Hey! I'll have you know that there are plenty of guys who would do anything for a private lesson with yours truly.
But if that many men are interested in you, how can you spend so much time drinking alone in your room?
I think the polite thing to do here is just smile and nod.
If you keep setting your sights on guys like Laura's dad, you might as well just buy a couple cats and get it over with.
It does seem like she's fighting an uphill battle to find a good match.
Just you wait, guys. In 2 weeks, when you see the hordes of chiseled, elegant gents draped over me, we'll see who has the last laugh.
Ah, boy.
Time really does fly. It's hard to believe our last free day is tomorrow.
Yeah, it felt like we still had more time.
For me, it feels like it's been ages since I last had one.
I suppose it would. Were you able to rest up at all while you were away?
Not really. It was basically work, work, work the whole time. I did get taken into Crossbell City during what time off I did have, but I can't say I felt very comfortable there.
I'm sure. Indeed. That must have been more painful than anything.
To the people of Crossbell, we Erebonians are aggressors. I can hardly imagine they would welcome us with open arms.
That doesn't sound like it'd stop Lecter from living it up over there, though.
He did take me to a casino once, actually. He won so much, he might as well have been cheating.
Shocking. It always feels like people who like gambling really like it, huh?
Crow.
So, does anyone have anything planned for our free day? Remember, it's the very last one, so make it count. We wouldn't want to end the day with any regrets.
True enough. Although, I wonder if I'd end the day regretting that it has to end in the first place if we made it too much fun.
I've got so much that I want to do, I'm not sure where to start. I know I want to attend practice, at least. Oh, same. I've got to go taste test some new dishes for the cooking club, plus Kershus has a new menu up, and...
How many stomachs do you have?
Will you be helping the student council tomorrow, Reen?
That's the plan. It sounds like Toa will finish handing all her work over to the others today, but they're bound to be busy. So I thought it'd be nice to take some of it off their hands, whether they like it or not.
Ah, Reen, ever the reliable gopher.
That's a very you response.
If there's anything we can help with, let us know, okay?
Well, I guess I'd better get going. I could go straight to the student council room, but it's my first time back in over a month, so it would be nice to take a walk. Maybe I should go and see how Valamar's doing too.
Reen? Nothing, really. I just wanted to spend a little more time with you.
Well, I'd love that too, but are you sure you can afford to? I mean, you have that meeting with the lacrosse club about tomorrow, don't you?
I know, but that can wait. Right now, I just want to be with you for as long as I can. Please?
Well, how can I say no to a cute face like yours? Nothing would make me happier.
Aww. Go to the music room, speak to Bridget, Hebel, and Mint. The controller's going mad again. Can't really fix this. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Oh.
Hey there, Rain.
Looks like someone's done with class for the day.
Yep, just got out. Wait, is that?
Yep, Angie's brand new bike.
We started building it for you, but then we had a change of heart. I just couldn't tear you away from your current ride after you'd grown so attached.
Now I feel bad, considering I pretty much did just that to you. Your new one's got a pretty cool design, though.
Don't get too jealous. Specs are pretty much the same as yours. Well, before Angie tunes it up and adds her custom gear for distance riding, that is.
But distance riding would mean... You're planning on going off on some big journey, aren't you?
10 points to Rain. I just felt like it was time for me to go out and see the world for myself. My martial arts teacher did the same thing once, so I'm sure it'll be a valuable experience for me. The plan for now is to travel through the entirety of Zemuria.
That's not a very specific plan, and a pretty sizable journey.
You can say that again.
Where she's gonna find all the money for her, you know. Unless she's playing sleep in camping gear, where she's gonna find all the money for all the inns? Or food.
Oh, really now? Your plan to visit the continent's most famous engineering factories is pretty much exactly the same thing.
You really think so?
I take it you'll be leaving Erebonia for a while too, George?
Seems that way. First stop's the Burl and ZCF. Always wanted to see it. After that, I got my heart set on a trip to the Epstein Foundation over in Lamont State. While I'm at it, I think it'd be nice to pay a visit to the Verne Company in Calvert, too.
Will you even be able to get into Calvert at this point?
Hey, I didn't say it'd be easy. But I think I can pull some strings. The real reason for this trip is to figure out what I can do as an engineer to help smooth over our international relations. Meeting the continent's finest engineers and discussing things with them should really help get the ball rolling on that.
You've thought that far ahead. That's really admirable. I hope you can find a way to make that happen, even though I feel kind of hypocritical saying that, as someone who participated in the war.
Don't beat yourself up over it, Rain.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was your only option, given the way the Chancellor set things up. Your actions actually helped us avoid an even longer, more brutal war.
But...
Angie's right. You played a role that no one else could have. Just think. If things kept going the way they were going, we could have been at war with all of Crossbell. I don't even want to imagine the number of lives that would have been lost if you hadn't stepped in the way you did.
Of course, us telling you whether or not you should feel guilty doesn't matter. It all comes down to you facing your own feelings over what you did. But there's one thing we'd like you to remember as you do. You're not alone, Rain. You've got friends who understand why you did what you did.
Sometimes I wonder how I was lucky enough to get such good ones. Thanks, you guys. This really helps.
Don't mention it. On a completely different note, why don't you pay Valimar a visit while you're here? We spared no expense making sure he'd be nice and cozy in there.
I think I will, but not to discredit your coziness efforts or anything, but he seems fine no matter where I leave him.
Well, aren't you a sweet chevalier? Maybe I'll check in on him in a bit too.
Only one.
Hey Valimar, how you holding up?
Relatively comfortably. My ability to self-repair means that maintenance is not mandatory, but I expect it will increase my operating efficiency.
Glad to hear it. This is going to be our new home base for the time being, so you can get in as much maintenance as you need. I'm gonna need you a lot in the days ahead, Valimar.
I will strive to meet your expectations.
Something wrong?
Not as such. I thought I sensed something unusual, but it must have been my imagination.
You really are getting to be scarily human these days, you know. What was it you sensed, though? A person?
I am unsure. It may have simply been a fluctuation in the earth veins below us. Similar fluctuations are hardly abnormal.
Well, if you don't think it's anything worth worrying about, I'll try and put it out of my mind. If you sense anything strange in the future, though, let me know, okay? You can tell me... telepathically was the word, right?
Indeed. I shall use it to inform you should I sense anything is amiss.
Controller's off again. Student Union. Yep. Ooh, baby.
Yep, I knew it. No wonder she fell asleep. She must have been really busy getting everything sorted out for the spring. Makes me remember finding her like this over in the computer room. Oh, right. I probably shouldn't look too much or she'll get mad when she wakes up.
Angie, George, Crow. What are you... Wait. This is the student council room. I must have fallen asleep.
Sorry for coming in without permission. I did knock, though.
Don't worry about it. It's my fault for dozing off like this. Why do you always have to keep finding me like that? I hope you weren't looking at me while I was sleeping again.
I did try to look as little as possible.
Well, if you say so. Is something the matter? You're not looking too well.
No, I'm fine. Maybe the light streaming in through the window is making me look off color? I feel fine, really.
Come with me.
What's this all about?
I know that you're a boy and all, and I do think that you've grown a lot during your year here. No, I probably shouldn't even call you a boy anymore. You're a grown man now, but that doesn't mean you always have to stand and endure everything life throws your way. Okay? If it gets too much, it's alright to sit down and let it all out. Whether you're a boy or a grown man doesn't change that. It's okay, Rean.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I promised I'd bring him back. I promised I'd make him graduate with you, but I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You did everything you could. You made sure he knew how we all felt. And you let all of us know how he really felt too. So, don't get so worked up about it. Okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Well, I guess we're even then. Not like I jump for joy every time you catch me sleeping.
Have you finished getting everything ready for the next student council now, by the way?
Yep, my days of being president are almost done. The first years taking over are really smart, though. I barely had to teach a thing in the end.
Still, it must have been hard work getting through it all. You're going on a tour of various NGOs after graduation, right?
Yep. The plan's to take a year to visit NGOs in lots of different fields. Politics, economics, engineering, medicine. After that, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably join either the army or something related to the government, I suppose.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd both love to have you. There's no chance either one would say no to you. Especially since taking a year off hasn't made them any less determined to recruit you. After all you did with commanding the Courageous, it's no wonder you're so in demand.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything special, really. Still, I feel like it'd be best in the long run for me to see the world from a variety of different perspectives. I don't know what path I'll choose, but I want to step onto it with a firm decision on how things should be. I think that's the best thing I can do for this country's future. Maybe I'm being a little
having played Coastal 3, we all know what path should take.
Not at all. After how much you've done for this academy, I can only imagine how much you could do for this country.
It would be the same path that Rean is taking.
Just try not to overwork yourself, okay? We're with you all the way, but we will always worry, you know?
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. What was it that made you come here? I mean, I'm happy you did, but...
Oh, I'd completely forgotten too. I just came to ask if there was anything I could do to help tomorrow, seeing as it's another free day.
But you've only just come back. And besides, tomorrow's your...
That's all the more reason I want to spend tomorrow's free day the same way I spent all of the others. It wouldn't feel like our final free day is Class 7 if it were any different.
Well, if you say so. Okay, I do have a few things in mind, so I'll just drop them into your mailbox in the dorm like I always do. And thanks for offering.
Marshmallow surprise. Oh boy.
Necessary.
Here we go again.
Huh?
Sharon?
What reason could you possibly have for being here?
As usual for Lisa.
The chairman gave me her permission to return to my former position as your dormitory's caretaker, which means I am here to serve you all once more. There may only be a short time left until the end of the year, but I'll make sure you want for nothing during it. I've already started preparing your evening meal, so there's no need to go out and buy anything.
Oh, well, how about that?
I'm fine with this.
We will gladly accept your offer.
Sharon's cooking's better than whatever grub we could rustle up together anyway. How do you manage to get permission from Mother in the first place, though? Weren't you helping to rebuild the Reinford Group? I thought the company was getting so many orders in, it was struggling to keep up. Now that Master Gwyn has returned to the company, everything is back in order. He and the chairman have been speeding through one task after another since he got back. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the former and current chairman make quite a team, I see.
Boy, I'm starving.
Wouldn't mind a drink either. With the weather getting warmer, it's just about time for peak beer season. Huh? What are you guys all gathered out here for?
Why are you here? It's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah. I brought a bountiful supply of smoked oysters and sardines. If you'd like a snack to accompany your beer, would you like them alongside your dinner?
Damn it. Yes.
I'm surprised she can just walk around in public like this. You know, considering her affiliation.
I'm guessing there's some sort of agreement in place between Reinford and the government to leave her alone. Though, even if there weren't, I can't imagine anything would be able to stop Sharon from doing what she wants. Whew. I think I might have eaten too much. It's been so long since we last had Sharon's cooking. She hasn't lost her touch. None of it feels heavy on my stomach at all.
You have to bring up food.
Well, that's all my work done for the day. Maybe I should go see
You have to
how
bring up
everyone
food,
else is
bless
doing.
you. Because I'm hungry now. I didn't have dinner. Another Roland. Another Roland. What's wrong with Yamaha? That's it. So now I should talk to Elisa. To everybody, I guess.
Hey, Machias. Working hard or hard?
I'll stop you right there. Of course I'm hard at work. Just look at the size of this book. If I can't internalize as much of it as possible while I'm here, I'm doomed to failure from the start.
And this is one of your new textbooks? Man, Heimdall's political academies don't mess around, do they? You'll be the youngest person there, right?
Most likely. I'd normally need to have graduated from Thor's with a bit more experience under my belt to have gotten in. There are a few Thor's grads there already, though. They take some every year. And as you might imagine, the recent political upheaval has the place swarming with applicants this year. The entrance exam was hard enough on its own, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Can't say I envy you. Still, I know you're going to be just fine. You're so smart that you can handle any subject they throw at you. Growing up with your dad should give you a leg up on the politics, too.
Yeah, no pressure there. Honestly, there are times when I think diving into things head first like this is a giant mistake.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... I know we're probably going to both be really busy with our own lives come spring, but let's make time to have lunch together once in a while or something, okay? Studying is all well and good, but even I need a change of pace every now and again.
I think that can be arranged. The train from here to Heimdall only takes a half hour. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hang out sometimes.
Then it's a date.
Are you finishing up your painting, guys?
Yeah, this is my last one. I want to make sure I'm completely satisfied with it before declaring it finished.
That's understandable. You're going to keep painting once you're back at home, though, right?
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have to set aside for it, but I intend to keep working on it, bit by bit. There's growing reason for concern in Calvert to the east of the Highlands. But all in all, things are more peaceful now than they were. I should be able to focus on painting my magnum opus.
Oh, is it going to be of Nord? If anyone can make a masterpiece of the Highlands, it'd be you.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But actually, I was intending to paint a picture of the Academy, its students, and the courageous.
You mean...
Now you're getting it. I want to capture the day we liberated the Academy. And once I've finished it, I fully intend to return to Erebonia with it in hand. What better way to forever memorialize this place as my second homeland?
Man, you really are amazing. Well, if you ever need reference materials, you know who to call. I can get pictures of anything you might need and send them over. I know you're talented, but that's a lot to paint off of just your memory.
I'd appreciate that.
Something on your mind, Eustace?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break. Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Berea Hard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either. As such, the task falls to me.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. You've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole. Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months.
Well, that is why you need an oval computer, my dude.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alberea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious.
What is it?
It's nothing. In the days to come, more people will be relying on you than ever before. But no matter who does so or what they ask, do not lose your pride as a noble. Act independently, your head held high. Maintain your pride and your autonomy, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I promise I will.
I'll hold you to that.
Green is a semi-noble. Born to a commoner but adopted by nobles, so that makes him a noble by... I don't know.
Hey, Elliot. Taking care of your violin?
Yeah, it's taken care of me over the past year, so why not return the favor? I'm actually planning on giving a few of them to the academy before I go. Just to make sure next year's first years have something to practice with.
That's really generous, and sure to make a lot of people happy. And you'll finally be heading off to a music academy, just like you always wanted. I bet they'll push you pretty hard over there, too.
I don't doubt it. I'm going to need to be all music all the time if I want to stand a chance at keeping up. Though, to be honest, after all the time I've spent here, I don't really want my life to be completely about music. I love it, obviously, but to be a balanced person, I want to have a bit more variety in my life, like I had here at the academy. For one thing, I don't want to get too rusty with my orbital staff.
Good to hear. I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks. Me too. No, it's nothing. Either way, Heimdall and Trista are really close, so don't be a stranger, okay? I know you're gonna have tons of work to get through between your classes and your missions, but...
Don't worry, I'll make time. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to see each other. There's still a ton of Heimdall I haven't seen, too. You'll have to show me around next time I make it over there.
You bet.
Between him and Matthias, yeah.
Something on your mind, instructor?
You could say that. I've been mulling over how things are going to be come next month, but all this soul searching's giving me a headache.
Well, it'll probably feel strange being back with the guild for the first time in 2 years. And I'd bet they'll be glad to have you back. Things are probably going to be rough over there, even with you taking up the bracer life again.
No doubts there. I can already see plenty of traveling abroad in my future after what happened over in Crossbow. And I imagine it'll keep getting harder and harder for us bracers to operate here, too. What's with that sad puppy look? There's no reason for you to feel ashamed of what you've chosen to do. I'm proud to have a student like you who can stand up and make the tough choices life thrusts on us.
Thanks, instructor. I'll try to just grin and bear it for now.
That a boy. Sticking it out through the hard times with a smile will put you on the fast track to becoming a great man. Just make sure you don't try to shoulder too much. All that'll do is turn you into a jaded grump. Everything in moderation, okay?
Thanks. I haven't joined the intelligence division, and I have no plans to. I'm gonna keep responding to their requests, but only if I'm comfortable doing what they're asking. And I can promise you, I'll never do anything that would put me in conflict with the guild or put innocents' lives at risk. I don't know what the future will bring for me, but that's the creed I want to stand by.
I know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you'll always be my student. So go out there, live your life, and grow into such a heartthrob that I won't be able to take my eyes off you.
Well,
He's going
I'll
to become
try.
an instructor himself. So, yeah, move.
What's up, Milliam?
Oh, hey, Reen. It's nothing. I just feel kinda down.
Down?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how everyone was at dinner time. Sharon's food was really nice, and we all seemed like we were having a good time. But I don't know. It was weird, like we were all upset but didn't want to let it show. It's been bugging me.
Oh, you really have grown so much these past few months. And not just mentally. I think you've got...
Maybe. Judging by my specs, I'm not gonna get much taller than this, though. I'm Mini Milliam forever and ever. But you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so... Something wrong?
Nah. So, you've got a new mission starting next month, right?
Yep, I've gotta go see how things are over out west. Duke Cayenne's been arrested, but it sounds like things are still pretty nuts over there. Oh, but guess what? I might get to go out to Laboral and Rimiferia soon.
What is it with you and blabbing? Well, whatever. Be sure to keep in touch. I'll always be...
Righto! That goes double for you, mister. If you need me to bust you out of a jam, just say the word.
Well, Milliam, Marcus, and Elliot will all be like within a few minutes of between an hour's travel. So.
Are those seeds you got there?
Yep, Adel gave them to me. They all came from the plants we grew in the gardening club. I'm just looking at what kinds there are here.
Really? That's really nice of her. It's kind of like you can take everything you've achieved over the past year with you.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to join a club until Adel found me relaxing and invited me. But I guess it wasn't so bad.
Don't you worry. I'll be sure to check on the gardening club every once in a while just to see how things are going. It would be a shame if all the plants you've spent so long looking after were to wither and die.
It doesn't matter. Even if they do, they'll eventually bloom again somewhere else. Kind of like us.
When you put it that way, I suppose you're right. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Everybody's just sad that they're leaving.
This one and this one should be okay too.
What are these for?
They're the easiest ones to look after. You can try raising them if you want. Don't worry if they wilt or anything, though. When I've found the others from Zephyr, I'll come back and check if they're still blooming. If they are, you get a pat on the head.
Hey, I thought the head rubbing was my job, but I'll give it my best shot.
I'm gonna talk to Elisa first. Keep her for last. Emma.
Emma? What are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Reen. Well, Dorothy and I decided that we're going to put together one final collection of stories as a club. Since then, I've been working on a story for the students who will join the club next year.
Oh, that sounds neat. Wait, if Dorothy's involved...
The content is totally appropriate for children of all ages, I assure you. Admittedly, Dorothy's own story sounds like it'll have a few of her favorite literary elements, but all in moderation, she assured.
Not that I'm one to judge. What kind of story are you writing?
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. I can't pretend it's 100% original, though. I borrowed some elements from a story I heard as a child. It's going to star a golden unicorn and a pure-hearted maiden. Or at least, that's the plan.
Sounds interesting. Can I give it a read when you're done? I'll still be here next year, so if I see any first years who seem like they'd enjoy it, I'll recommend it to them.
I have to confess, I'm a little embarrassed to let anyone see it, but the whole point of a story is to be read.
Something wrong?
No, not at all. I'm sure you and Valimar will be just fine without my help now. Still, if you do need anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. It may take some time to contact me, though. You'll need to use a method that isn't exactly conventional.
Yeah, I could have guessed as much. I mean, I theoretically get how to use runes to communicate since you told me, but I have no idea how it actually works.
I'd be shocked if you did. It's pretty far removed from the orbital technology you're used to. It has its benefits, though. For one, you'll be able to reach me no matter where I might be. So don't ever hesitate to drop me a line if you need my assistance. I'd always be happy to hear from you.
Alright, I'm sure I'll give you a ring. Or a rune, I guess. I hope you end up being able to find Vita, too.
Thank you.
Don't know how runes work, but yeah. Wow. That's elf.
What are you looking at, Laura?
It's you, Rean. I'll show you.
Photograph of her.
Oh, you and Monica got a picture taken together? You both look so happy in it, too.
That we do. Someone in the photography club kindly offered
Rex.
to take it for us. I thought it would make a fine souvenir of my time at the academy to take away with me.
My mirror's on that being Rex. Oh well, it's a nice photo, and he got permission. For once. I never expected you and Monica would get so close. Between her and Fee, you kind of have a knack for becoming the best of friends with the ones you bump heads with first.
Please don't say that. I'm truly grateful to both of them for broadening my horizons. Meeting them enriched my life in ways I could have never pictured before. Truly, coming to this academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I didn't realize we'd made such a big impact on you.
Well, you did. And don't mind me, I'm just feeling a little emotional. This isn't like me at all now, is it? There's no harm in a few tears, I suppose. This will be my last time I can relax before my training, after all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much rest in with the training you've got lined up.
I won't be learning the Arcade School's advanced techniques with training any less intense. I have no idea where we'll be conducting said training, but it will no doubt be as perilous as it will be dangerous.
I had to spend a month in the Isengard range as part of mine. I don't think a month's going to cut it with what you're doing, though. It goes way beyond your average techniques.
Indeed. I'm anticipating that it will take at least half a year, if not more. Father's going to be with me. But with things as difficult as they are, part of me feels guilty for taking up his time.
I don't know about that. I think him agreeing to train with you shows how much faith he has in your potential. Besides, in a lot of ways, this might be the best time to do it.
That is very true.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Regardless, I'd love to come and visit you should the opportunity present itself. And if it does, I'd like to formally request a duel with you to test how much the two of us have grown.
Let's not kid ourselves. We both know who's going to win that duel. But your invitation is all the motivation I need to get plenty of training in myself. Can't have you beating me too badly.
I hope you will.
Alright. So Elisa first. I think I'll keep Celine for last.
Feeling sad about leaving the lacrosse club behind?
Yeah, I was really into it by the end. I think it'll make for some wonderful memories to look back fondly on in the years to come.
I can imagine. Does that mean you're not going to keep up with lacrosse in Ruhr?
I don't think I'll be able to. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any local teams I could join. And even if there were, I doubt I'd have the time for sports. Just thinking about how busy I'll be makes my head spin. No, scratch that. Being busy is all the more reason I need to make time for exercise.
Yeah, good luck with that. Helping out with the Rhineford group sounds like a recipe for one all-nighter after another.
Not just yet, actually. I won't be helping until Grandfather shows me the ropes. As I am now, I doubt I'll be able to do much at all in the way of rebuilding the company. But you can bet I'll leave Mother speechless with how much progress I've made in a year's time.
I'm sure you can if you put your mind to it. And I know Sharon will always be willing to help you out if you need her.
She probably would, but then she'd just tell everything she did to Mother.
Elisa.
I don't really really care what happens to the Rhineford group. I don't even want to go back to Ruhr. All I want to do is stay here with you.
Elisa, we've talked about this. The best thing for the two of us now is to go our separate ways. You only get one life, so you've got to make the most of it. You shouldn't feel obligated to give that up for someone else's sake. That's as true for us as it is for the rest of our classmates.
I know, I just hate that it has to be this way. But with half the company's directors now gone, the group is now much weaker than it was before. Everyone's saying we should be making more weapons than ever, but the company is in no position to do something like that. Mother and grandfather might be skilled, but even they aren't skilled enough to go against the changing times. As their family, I feel like I should be right there, supporting them. No, scratch that again. It's not because I feel like I have to. I want to support them.
And that's what you should do. Don't worry about me. I'll be just fine. Even if we're apart, I'll always be thinking of you. Not a single day will pass where I won't be thinking about that sweet, hard-working girl I fell in love with.
Oh, Rean, that's so sweet.
Oh, they're gonna kiss.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up. I'm really happy, though.
Me too. Still, let's make the most of our free day tomorrow. It's the last one we'll ever have as a class. The last thing any of us want to do is end it with regrets.
Yeah, you're right. I'll probably spend most of it with the lacrosse club while you're out helping the student council. But I want it to be something we'll always remember.
Alright. Head to the dorm lobby and talk to Celine.
Oh, there you are. You look bored, Celine.
I guess I am. My work's done at this point. I feel like I aged a few decades as soon as the war came to an end.
Come on now.
Feels a bit strange to be saying it after the fact, but you fought pretty well over in Crossbell. You've really mastered piloting Valimar.
I'd like to think so anyway. I feel like I could pull off just about anything with him now. And to think, I couldn't do half as much with him when I was first starting out.
You do realize you just admitted you were totally useless, right? I wonder if you're gonna be okay without us, you know? Valimar must have drawn the short straw to end up with a budding awakener like you.
Thanks for worrying about me all the time, Celine.
Excuse me, but...
Just about everything. From what I can tell, you've always worried about me. Back in the beginning, when I didn't know anything about piloting, you were always there to guide me through our battles. I doubt I would have ever come this far if you didn't have my back. So...
Why do you always have to be like this? There are parts of the legends passed down in the clan that not even Emma and I know about. But just bear this one thing in mind. Divine Knights have incredible power, and they can become devils just as easily as they can become gods.
Don't worry, I know. And I won't forget. Anyone in my position needs to know the difference between right and wrong. I'm well aware of that.
That's fine then. Anyway, if you really need it, I can always come and help out.
Alright, that's in. So, end the free day. Misty Spec, what is it?
In finance, the annexation of Crossbell has seen shares in Erebonian companies increase at an exponential rate across the board. And despite the Rhineford Group announcing sweeping changes to its board members, its strong forecast for the next fiscal year is...
It's time for the start of a brand new program here on Radio Trista, coming at you promptly every Sunday. I call it Abend Time, after the word for evening. Might be a little cliched, but sometimes simple is best, right? Clichés are clichés for a reason, after all. Anyway, my name is Misty, and I'll be your host.
This is you, isn't it, Rean? Yes, it's me. Sorry for calling you like this so late in the evening. I'm not bothering you, am I? Yes, I wasn't going to, but Her Highness insisted. It'll take some getting used to, but it's nice to be able to hear your voice even when you're so far away. I didn't have any specific reason for calling. It was just that the letter you sent about your return from Crossbell arrived today. Oh, please don't apologize. I know how busy you must be now. Believe me, I was just happy to hear you were back safe and sound. Your trip must have been exhausting. By the sound of things, you did an excellent job, too. I'm so proud of you, Rean. If you say so. No, not at all. Regardless, now that I've heard your voice, I feel a lot better. So I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night now. Oh, there's no need for that. Good night, Rean.
Okay. Last 3 day. Oh boy, you have to talk to everybody. So first stop is 3-Star Park. In the future. What? Thought they come with Floral Man would willingly hurt a lady. Sisters with Adele, with Lotte in the upper class storm. We'll speak to Sarifa already. monk. No, this increase evade. That's bull. Right now, quest. Angler management. Annabelle's here. This asshole who harassed the fishing club in Crossbell. Let's see you back. That's who harassed Lloyd back in Azure. Crazy wave. Yeah, I met you before. Say by the wheel or something? Oh, believe me, Irene, the guy you attacked back in Crossbell? Yeah. Nice job breaking it, hero. Pescatarian, I guess. Someone who eats fish for life, like my dad. It's gonna be a bit tough. Oh, it's the Arawada.
That's a catch.
Yes, Noble Carp. Gotcha.
Whoa, this is a big one.
I'm losing it! I'm losing it! My finger! No! I hate angle controllers like this. Alright, here we go again. Round 2. Oh god. 69. Nice. Nice. Annabelle actually loved Kenneth. Yep, she won Kenneth. Alright, let's talk Trista. Head to Radio Trista. Oh, Sarah's here too. Okay, 在这里很好。有 General Store。Locked in the upper class dorm. Go to the club staff room and talk to Heinrich. Dude, you do know that Rixia is going to be locked up in Michelin Wonderland for about 1.5 years, right? Poor guy. I wonder if he's told that Rixia is going to be locked up in Michelin. If he was told that Rixia would be locked up in Michelin Wonderland for almost 2 years, would he go there personally to free them? Maybe the SSS would have a secret, a secret help, the secret hero in the form of what his name again? Yeah, Heinrich. He could end the SSS's misery by freeing them. Training hall. Okay. The letter on the table, don't miss it. No way. Again, huh? It's okay after all. Yeah, letter buy isn't too damn hard for you, but no, not a word. Gosh, good luck finding a new host for a new show. Should we send a letter like this though? Try the time here. Yeah. But so is Crossbell. After spending all the time in Crossbell, the general store, speak to Brandon. Let's go to Mitched. Lumber Blitz is making a comeback. Back to the dormitory. Go find Sarah. Bottles. Oh, beer. Beer everywhere. Game is here until now. Oh wow, there's a frothy one. But just I think there's some other problem. Always make that mistake. Lambert. Oh boy! Here we go. sweaty. Here we go again. Me for this. Must we forget? Yes. Gaius. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. Torture will be more fun together, don't call me. Oh boy. Ladies are here. Get into a moonlight, this cold outside, be doing my public. Team battle. Let's just do this. Here we go. Oh joy, my controller's battery's dying again. Nope, redo. I'm more concerned about my controller's battery dying. And I don't think I have any spares this time. Music just died. Boy. Why? Alright, 2 more and then I'll call it a night. I'm really exhausted, so... Wow, I haven't saved since I started playing, so... Can feel. We'll do class warfare first. Perfect. Combat link.
Watch out! This is a tough one!
I'll handle it. One, two, and death. Now.
Got you! My turn. Burn to ash. Fall! Now's our chance.
You're done. Too slow. I'll handle it. 1, 2. And done. Now.
Got you. Here I go. Burn to ash. Fall! Now's our chance.
You're done. I'll handle it. Here I go. Now.
Got you.
My turn. Here I go.
Here I go. Burn to ash. Fall!
Delay.
Okay. Now.
Rush.
Okay, Reem.
Because we
Leave it
can.
to me.
Absolute victory.
Nice fighting, Fee.
Round 2. Oh boy, they want more. They want to fight, so you're doing 3 evasion tanks. Let's see you do. Let's see you try this. Two nobles, one commoner. Well, one pure blood noble, one semi-blood noble, one commoner. Let's see you do this.
I'll handle it. 1, 2. And done. Now.
Got you. Here I go.
Flame Dragon is good.
Burn to ash. Fall! Now's our chance.
You're done.
Onward! No escape!
1, 2. And done.
Got you! My turn. Burn to ash. Fall! Now's our chance.
You're done. No! My turn.
Onward!
Oh, you want to cast arts, do you?
Here I go.
Got you!
Absolute victory.
Uh-oh. Van Dyke, Beatrice. He means. Ooh boy! Oops. What have I started? Okay, now I'm really scared. Use this. Hotman. Well, I chose correctly. He does have all my weapons. He does have my most powerful, my last evasion art quads. So he chose correct. I chose correctly. He has my last evasion quads. So yeah, didn't know what I expected to go back to this.
Okay. 1, 2. And done.
Beat down.
Let's get this over with.
Right.
Understood.
I'll handle this. Here I go. Burn to ash. Fall! Now!
You're done!
Very well.
Onward! Overdrive!
Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Understood! Leave it to me!
Leave this to me! No escape! Saya! Now's our chance!
There!
Very well.
Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Yeah.
Right!
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2. And go. Now.
Got you! My turn. Burn to ash. Fall! Now!
You're done! I'll handle it. Here I go. Now.
Got you!
Very well. Know your place.
My turn. No escape. Sire!
I'll handle it. Here I go.
Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall!
My turn. Here I go.
My turn. Now's our chance.
Okay.
My turn. No escape. Sire!
My turn.
Predictable.
I'll handle this. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass.
Leave it to me.
Understood.
I'll handle it.
Let's move.
Down.
Now! Let's go, everyone!
Yeah.
I'll
Understood.
handle this.
My turn.
Onward. Shatter.
Here I go.
I'll handle this. Onward!
Overdrive.
This is it!
An opening. Onward. Shatter. Now's our chance.
There! I'll handle this. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Understood.
My turn. Here I go.
Here I go.
I'll handle it.
I'll handle this. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Leave this to me.
Here I go. Second form. Game!
I'll handle it. Here I go.
Got you!
My turn. Shatter.
Okay. Now.
Got you! Let's move. There! Ha! That's that. Let's keep moving.
Alright, made it. And with that, Patrick now has unrestricted access to Elise. Right, now the last race to end. Now the last mandatory quest. I forgot how to control the bike already. Got it. Yeah, I don't stand a chance, don't I? The speed I'm going. Unless I use shortcut. Yep, that worked. Yeah, bike has extra speed, but you have to cheat. You don't know shortcuts. If you know your cuts, you'll be fine. But up ahead, there's a curve. If I'm not mistaken, you can take the curve direct. Bikes were slow. Okay, I just messed up just the first time because I forgot which button is accelerate. Because of my headache, messing with my ability to think properly. doesn't increase your speed though. Not the speed, doesn't increase your evasion though. Oh, evasion plus 25, hello. Oh no, magic evasion plus 25. Blah. Wait, which one? Plus 5? Another evergreen. Yeah, you ain't go crazy and equip 2 evergreens, but I don't see the point in that. Uh-oh. What?
You have also sensed the disturbance at the zoo. Indeed, there was movement within the Earth Veins, but not solely that. I now sense something else. Correct. The structure beneath which I once lay dormant, known to you and your friends as the Old Schoolhouse.
First things first, report to Towa.
Well done!
Wait, you left something for me back in my dorm? Come here, have a look. Nope. Oh, this is Marcus's room. My bad. Nope, I don't see anything. Whatever. Into the rooftop. Here we go. This is it. My party's alone. Got one more missing quest, one more hidden quest to do. So we have to do this first.
Strange. I can't sense anything abnormal. Valimar said he sensed movement in the earth veins below us, but...
Aha, there you are.
Toval?
Long time no see.
Yeah, tell me about it. What brings you here? You need me for something?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm just in Trista for work I need Sarah and Mick for, you see. I figured while I was here, I might as well come and see how things have been with you. Then I saw you walking off over here, and it seemed like the perfect time to catch up and say hey, so, you know, here I am. This is that old building Valimar used to be sealed away in, huh? Sarah's the one who told me all about it, but she wasn't lying about how creepy it is. It's got this real weird air about it. Why are you hanging around here?
Well, I thought there was... Actually, it looks like it was just my imagination, so don't worry about it.
Hey?
Still, by the sound of it, the guild's been keeping you busy lately. Has your workload lightened up at all?
It's relatively peaceful right now, yeah. It won't last, though. If anything, it's only going to get worse.
I'm sure.
Thanks to Crossbell being annexed before a full-on war could break out, things have on the surface calmed down. That's partly thanks to you too. The only problem is, now there's no power out there at home or abroad capable of stopping him. And by him,
yeah,
my friend the Blood and Iron Chancellor, of course.
The only people who know the truth about me and him are the ones who were there that day. Still, I wouldn't be surprised if Prince Olivert and Viscount Arcade have worked it out already. How much should I tell him?
Don't worry, Rean.
About what?
Sarah's told me no more about what went down in that castle than she feels I need to know. I'm not privy to any details involving your friend's death or your private business. I can't pretend I haven't managed to fill in a few gaps just from putting two and two together, though.
Sorry. It's not like I don't trust you or anything. I've just got a lot of things I need to sort out in my own head first.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I'm guessing time will help in that regard, but it'll only go so far. Hey, Rean, I know I've asked you this before, but you sure you wouldn't consider becoming a bracer?
Being an instructor.
I really do think you'd be a natural. That you've got the physical strength goes without saying, but I think your mindset is right up our alley, too. The guild might be kinda limited in what it can do here in Erebonia, but we do work all over the continent. I'm not saying leave everything behind and run. It'd be a good chance to look within yourself and think things through.
That is true. But I'm afraid I'll have to decline. It certainly seems to be a wonderful profession, judging by the work that you and Instructor Sarah do, but I feel like I should see the path I've chosen through to the end. I've got Valimar to think about, too.
Well, that's a real shame, though. Here was me thinking I'd be able to bring a promising rookie into the fold, too. No big. We'll see if you change your mind come graduation. I'm not giving up on you just yet. Huh.
Elise!
Wow.
Rean. Toval. I must say.
Moving right past that.
Well, when I spoke to you which is what prompted me to tell her if she was that worried.
I can see why Elise would come here, but I'm surprised.
You've got to be two of the most fearless young ladies in Erebonia. Although with the third most fearless young lady in Erebonia as an escort, I'm sure you've got nothing to worry about.
I'm honored you would say so. It's good to see you again, Toval.
Likewise. We're not exactly on the same side these days, but there's no need to let that stop us from being friendly off the clock.
I'd like nothing more, honestly. Oh.
Oh, if anything, I'm the one who's putting you out. I seem to be the reason they came here, after all.
I never once thought you were putting me out, so don't worry. I did wonder whether it might be best to stay out of your sight, truth be told.
Please, don't think like that. I was the one at fault, not you. I really am sorry, though. I was being so childish.
Not at all. If I hadn't been so self-righteous, I'm truly sorry.
It looks like another formidable foe. Your High...
Rean, I swear, you're a damn magnet for trouble.
Well, this sure is an odd place for everyone to be hanging out in the middle of the day.
Oh, hey, Celine.
Celine! Oh, how I've longed to pet that glossy black fur again! You're never going to give this up, are you? I thought something felt odd over here, but I guess that's because of you guys.
Oh, I totally forgot until you said that.
Forgot what?
Is something wrong?
Oh yeah, you did say you were here for some reason.
Yeah, I sensed something strange earlier, then...
There we go again.
Huh?
How?
Is that the old schoolhouse's bell?
Wait, didn't Sarah say that the last time this
Oh boy. Here we go again.
What's happening? The building is glowing?
Celine, this is just like before.
Yeah, This is obviously serious. Unlike the last time, however, there doesn't appear to be any kind of barrier around it.
What in the world? It's just like the first night of the festival.
Rean, what's happening here? Wait, Elise? Whoa!
What's going on?
Do my eyes deceive me? Are all three of the fabulous routines here in one place?
Way to keep your priorities in check, Angie.
What's happening here, Celine? Don't ask me, I just got here. Rean, can you tell us everything you know?
I think we all need to be apprised of the situation.
Mental blow. It's gonna be awesome.
What happened here?
This doesn't look anything like the inside of the old schoolhouse.
It's changed form many times in the past, but at this point it no longer even feels like we're inside a building.
The strange rumors about this place were around even when I was a student, but I never pictured anything like this.
When was the last time it changed?
A while ago. The last time anything this extreme happened was when the 7th floor opened up.
Still, that was underground, right? This is the first time it's happened above ground, I think.
Yeah. There's no sign of that door with the elevator inside either.
It's like all someone did was snap their fingers and the whole interior was changed in no time flat.
I tried, but even my clairvoyance isn't enough to tell us anything.
Nothing feels particularly off to me either. Well, if you two can't work anything out, the rest of us sure won't.
Well, we can't exactly just leave and pretend we didn't see anything.
Oh.
Gonna try and see if Valimar knows anything?
Yeah. Heed my call. Valimar, the Ashen Knight!
Oh, it's 3 a.m. I'll get this one more hidden quest done and then I'll call it night.
Goodness!
You know how to do spatial translocation with him?
Valimar, do you understand anything about the situation we're in?
We witches only know half the secrets concerning the Divine Knights.
But you're one yourself. Maybe you know something?
My memories have yet to fully return. What I can confirm is that this place was created by the gnomes.
Gnomes? Weren't they also responsible for building the spirit shrines we visited?
Indeed. They're said to have worked with the Hexen clan's ancestors 1,200 years ago in order to accomplish something.
That is correct. Some of their finest technology is gathered in this place. The creation of a large-scale phase space, the expansion of flexible materials, as well as the development of the trial system.
Like the trial all of us overcame earlier this year?
And presumably the same ones Dreikel's the Lionheart and the Lance Maiden overcame before us.
It must be. Crow was supposed to have overcome one under Ordis, too. Tell us everything that you know, Valimar. Why did the gnomes make a place like this to begin with? Why seal away the Divine Knights and make us overcome trials to obtain them? And what's happening here right now?
I have lost the knowledge with which to answer your questions. However, the key to all is known as the Great One, the first to be born, and the last to stand.
The Great One, huh?
The first to be born, and the last to stand.
I feel as though I've heard those words before.
I'm sure it would mean something to Vita and the Elder, but I'm clueless.
Furthermore, the entity you fought during the Jetlock trial you overcame is none other than the shadow of the Great One.
That huge thing? I feel like something's clicking into place in my head, but not really.
Still, if what happened here before was a trial for us to overcome, is what's happening now a trial as well?
Most likely so. However, this is not an official trial you were intended to complete. I suspect some disturbance triggered the activation of a different trial, resulting in the current turn of events.
Let me get this straight.
We've gotten ourselves wrapped up in something that's truly out of this world, haven't we? Wait, you aren't all thinking of...
You're gonna try and get to the bottom of this, aren't you?
Yes. It might sound strange, but this almost feels like a continuation of the first night of the festival.
And, by coincidence, this also happens to be our final free day.
I think we can all agree that we have a duty to see this through.
We'll be sure to do so by the end of the day.
I doubt it will compare to the trials we faced in that infernal castle, but it should prove interesting nonetheless.
Like there was even a point in asking, Sarah.
I do believe we should be acting with a little more caution.
Well, if you all insist. But we're coming too.
You will? It would certainly make our investigation easier if you were with us.
You guys Yeah, you're all...
How did you get in here?
Sharon? How long have you...
Can you maybe stop doing the thing with the skulking around in the shadows and popping out at the last minute?
Oh, Lady Sarah, I did not think the sun... Why are all of you always... Right, this time, I'll be coming with you.
This is our final. We want to make it one to remember as much as anyone else.
I'll stay. Thanks.
Well, if everyone at the two of...
Your Highness.
Please don't try and stop me, Captain. This academy was founded by one of my ancestors, and as a member of the Arnor family, I hardly feel that I can turn a blind eye to what is happening here. And besides, I just so happened to receive this wonderful gift from my brother.
That looks like an orbital staff? Though it's a different size than the ones we use.
Hold on a minute. Isn't that the Epstein Foundation's latest model?
The Epstein Foundations?
Weren't their staves the original model for the ones we've been testing here?
My brother used his connections to get it for me, and it's been adjusted especially for me, so I have no problems using it. A member of the Arnor family using a specially adjusted orbital staff should be quite formidable. Yeah, I can see her being a real force to be reckoned with. Naturally, if Her Highness, and I'm afraid that nothing you say is going to change my mind.
But
You're fighting a
if you're so worried about her, why not take her along? See.
All right. Class 7, and everyone else kind enough to aid us? Our mission is to investigate and resolve the strange situation here. This is our Class 7's final trial. So let's give it every...
Yes!
My usual. No, I still have something to do.
My. Who
Who would have imagined even more marvelous mysteries still lurked within the old schoolhouse? What a delight! Why, I can hardly stop myself from heading in there to take a little peek.
That might not be the best idea right now.
But I take it you finished
Huh?
Decided?
Well, sure, I looked through them. And what's Rosine doing here?
Alright, now we have revealed the truth of the universe.
What's going on? This is just like when I called out to Valimar that first time.
To put it simply, I've created a partition of sorts. The three of us standing here within are the only ones who can even sense it. Meanwhile, those outside remain blissfully unaware of its existence. I'll admit, for a moment there, I was worried that Emma and Celine might have noticed something amiss, but it seems I've still got the touch.
Just who the hell are you? And you too, Rosine. Why are you wearing your habit all of a sudden?
Starting off with the basics, I see. Perfectly fine by me. Who the hell am I indeed? My formal ties are to the Septian Church, as a member of the Gralsritter. Second among the Dominion, in fact. I stand at the right hand of our leader, and am known by some as the Partitioner. But you already know my real name, of course. I've never hidden that from you. I am and shall always be Thomas Lysander.
I'm a squire, tasked with supporting him in the execution of his duties. You could say I'm an apprentice knight of the Gralsritter.
What? Hold on. The Gralsritter? Do they have something to do with the Congregation for the Sacraments Scarlet was talking about?
That they do, Reed. We're a secret sect of the congregation.
Yep, and Kevin and Weezy are also members of them.
Our organization's existence isn't known to the wider world, nor should it be.
Our primary purpose is to gather and seal away dangerous artifacts. But every once in a blue moon, it becomes necessary to undertake covert operations like this one.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. To be honest, I felt like there was something off about you for a while now. You were able to decipher the Black Records for one. And your knowledge and abilities go way beyond the average instructors. But even still, I never would have guessed you were connected to something this large scale. And with all that in mind, what do you want with me? Why tell me all of this now? Have you finally decided to step out from the shadows and interfere?
That's not quite it.
Perish the thought, Reed. What happens in the old schoolhouse is out of our jurisdiction. Always has been. The way things stand brings to mind a few parallels with Liberal's Phantasma trouble. But I doubt this is nearly as dangerous. After we're done here, I'll be glad to let you tackle that on your own. Me, I'm only here for a little talk with you. After all, you are an Awakener, possessor of a fragment of the Great Power. And that means we have matters to discuss. This should come as no surprise, but the trouble facing this land is far from over. Now, it may seem to have passed for now, but this peace is merely a simple respite. The most crucial moment stands silent in the wings, waiting to unfurl
that's why they fetched the
before
game
us.
another 2 sequels.
The Chancellor never stops spinning his webs, and while he may have repelled Ouroboros for now, they will be back.
Yeah.
Mark my words. And there's not a doubt in my mind that you'll have an important role to play in what's to come. That's why I thought it would be worthwhile to make a formal introduction and ask for your cooperation. So, what say you?
Sir, if I may, you might want to ease him into this a little more gently. It's quite a lot to take in at once. Reen, I want you to know we're not here to scare you or to make an enemy of you. We don't mean to pressure you into a response either. For now, our intent is just to remain here and keep an eye on things. So if there's ever anything you need our help with, we're here for you. Just ask and we'll do whatever we can.
Thanks, Rosine. You're right, too. This is a lot to take in at once. I'm not really sure how to respond. I guess at the very least, I can tell you're not my enemies. But But by the same token, that doesn't necessarily make you my allies either. So, no promises.
I understand completely, Rin. And for the time being, that's perfectly fine. But to return to an earlier topic, those black records you found are actually of particular interest as historical artifacts. As far as I can tell, their purpose was to record the true history of the Divine Knights. Given that recovering artifacts like those is our job, well, if you happen to find any more, do pass them along to us, would you? I'll give you transcripts of everything I can decipher, of course. Given what you've read so far, I'm sure you must be curious.
I'll give it some thought.
Huh?
What in the...
Well, I'll be...
Of course you will.
Alright.
Are you really sure that was for the best? I'm afraid you might have made him even more wary of us.
Oh, that was exactly my intent. I need him to start acting with a little greater awareness of his place in a world that's more precarious than he takes it for. That is, if we intend to unravel the mysteries of the two Septarians that once graced this hallowed land. And beyond that, the secrets of the system fashioned by the witches and gnomes. The 7 Divine Knights. Osborne being dead set on locking down our activity certainly doesn't help matters either. The Roaring Lion should be able to take care of Western Erebonia on his own. But there's certainly no harm in working to strengthen our foothold on this side of the Empire as well. Our work will not be easy, Rosine. Be mindful of that.
Yes, sir. Well, if you'll excuse me, the children are waiting.
So I haven't unlocked the new thing yet. Yeah, I unlocked Scholar of Truth. Sharon. Cop. Continent full of women and he had to fall for that one. So we headache waiting to happen. holding off. Pick the Mitch thick brace for the bracelet. Oh wait, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. So I made a mistake. He's sharp. He's up. Oh boy, watching it. Death music. One plus two. Well, no bonus AP. Great. Okay, whatever you do, don't speak to her. It will instantly end the game for some reason. It instantly cause you to... Alright. Talk to everyone except the florist. auditorium. Alright, let's give it extra 2. I know we should be done 20 minutes ago, but this is pulling on longer than I'm supposed to do it, but yeah. The plus side, at least tomorrow's episode will be shorter. I'm very exhausted. Oops. Okay. The cafe at least on the edge. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh. What? Game over. She knew. She knew. One plus two. Yep. Now it's perfect. So save. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here. My headache is getting worse. So. Save and quit. Alright, that's it for tonight. This one stretched out 3.5 hours. Didn't intend to, but yeah, I have to redo the Sharon hidden quest twice. Well, redo it once. I have to do the quest twice, so yeah, because I screwed up. So anyways, yeah, that was a long quest, lots of dialogue, non-skippable, so you can fast forward the dialogue, but you can't totally skip it. So yeah, waste 10 minutes on that. We wasted about 15-20 minutes on that one, and when redoing it cost us another half an hour. So well, cost us another 15 minutes. So alright guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I should be going to bed now at 4 AM. I have 2 hours of sleep before I have to go back to work. Oh boy, I wish I could call in sick tomorrow, but yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching guys. Remjo signing off. See you guys tomorrow where we take out the old schoolhouse and finish this. There'll be no stream on Wednesday, of course, and then Thursday I won't stream. I'm gonna take another day of rest, and Friday there won't be any stream either because Reverie comes out and I'll be buying it and downloading it. So yeah. Okay, that's my plan for this week. The stream resumes Saturday, so thanks for watching guys. Catch you guys Saturday.